Hello YouTube, what's up? It's Howard Wars. Today I have another Halo Wars video, and today will be a 2v2 on Docs versus metaloidmonkey, and I got REDBULL. This is the second game out of the two games that we played, these two custom games, me and Tavier against REDBULL and Metaloid. So they will be Cutter, Harvey, I believe. It might be Anders. I'm not entirely sure, because they were going random UNSC and we were running some Forge, I think. So I'm just going to be going Temple third because obviously I'm going to have to click Forge to expand. People, I know Savior does this and QB14 Ghost likes to do it sometimes too, where they like double click, which can work, but if the other RB goes like Temple second or Temple first, he can deny the Temple fourth because it's a delayed Temple fourth. But yeah, so I'm just gonna click him once and go Temple third and play defense on their Temple second RB. I know for a fact I'll be able to get to his expo before their RB can unlock any grunts if he chooses to go down that path, which usually you don't want to, just because you can't. It's really hard to cheese it. You have to get in your grunts before they upgrade the base or whatever, and it's like kind of an all-in. If you don't get the base, well, you're screwed, you lose. If you get the base, then you win. But that's usually what I don't like to do. Here I got two hogs and their RB chasing me, so it's good. But we're trying to pick up as much money as possible in the middle because we don't want their RB to get it. So I'm gonna like grab this crate here with Savior, and I think I'm gonna go to the one too. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so like as you can see, I went Temple third. I only have 160 resources. Like I am so beyond broke. Not beyond broke, it's just their RBs, even though I went Temple third, he went Temple second, that click really didn't hurt me. I wouldn't say hurt me early game, like, but it definitely did, it definitely does take a hit on your eco. So we're getting our third pad up. There's no way that this RB is going to get this base now that I'm sitting here, because any grunts that do come through, like, he'd have to get every single grunt through and in on the base before the second pad gets up for him to kill the base. And I'm already here, so even if we get just one rage hit on a grunt, it won't do anything. And he has two pads up, so he should be good. And we're upgrading the base, I believe, now, so they can't cheese. But yeah, so the RB's gonna obviously come to my main, and I'm just gonna queue up a grunt after I queue up that blessed pad. I put that blessed pad there for a reason, because if he went straight to my base or rage ran all the way up to my base, he would have to, if he went to deny the pad, he would be the farthest away from the heavy pad as possible. So essentially he would be, he would like have to walk all the way over the base, all the way to the other side of the base. And here was like a really bad time. I queue something up, and just as he ports his grunts through, and here we're gonna have a little fun skirmish where I get hit with the grunt a tiny bit, but it was all good because he only did that grunt used about half of the grunt, and it barely did any damage to me. I believe right here, like, Savior told me to rage run up because they're gonna D-bomb push and he wants me to get there before the D-bomb, but he didn't even have gunner, so I guess that was just like a lack of communication. The RB does get the grunt, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. My video's lagging. That's fun. I don't know if it's gonna do that for you. Hopefully not. But yeah, so now I have two upgrade pads, and he's poured in two grunts, and I'm seeing where he's at right now. And yeah, so I'm looking pretty good. I'm getting my third pad upgraded, and going just typical defense, trying to grunt down his RB. And RB, like, it's really hard to for a smart RB at least to grunt him, just because what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just because like any good RB will just walk away from grunts if they're like where I'm chasing with this. Because if he goes into rage mode, it like glitches out the game, and his RB will get stuck, and like he won't be able to do anything about it. the grunt will just like, he'll eat it, it'll go right into him, and since he's in rage mode, it'll do even more damage. So now I see that he is on Citadel, and he has, from what I can see, only one blessed pad. But he does take this grunt pretty good. His Arbiter's pretty low health, and I just paid for Citadel, and I asked Savior if he wanted me to rage him down, or what's up with his tank production, and he said that he's going for Canny before he gets any tanks out, which is pretty horrible. You never ever want to do that, because then you have no units to fight. Here's a grunt. Unfortunately, they're gonna go a little rage hit, but nothing much. And then I really want to not lose this pad, and I'm just so broke. Like, even though I do have these two heavies over there, I just don't have enough money to reach him. And I don't know, it's stupid. He just spent a lot of money reaching there though. So any summits he has, I'm checking if he's going double summit right now, or soon I'm going to, I guess. Yeah, right here, and I see that he is in fact going double summit, because both of those, he had Citadel for a while now, so he has to at least get one up, and since they're both, like, I can lay down the flags on both of them, he's going double summit, like, he doesn't have a pad load. But as you can see, that's our Canny, I believe, going up. No, it's a regular tank. But we do have third tech up. You saw 2 tech on the expo, 1 there, and no tanks. That is our first tank, that is Canny, which is I don't know, pretty funny, I guess, because now they can we just don't have any tanks. And I'm going over here. Steam's on Station Fortress, no upgraded supply pads. Metaloid playstyle is usually to upgrade his eco pretty heavy, so I know for a fact that they Canny down tech, and we know that. And that's usually what you want to do on this map against the Forge, because a Forge is going to out-tank a Cutter, because he just has a much better eco. If both go for PT, just like the Forge doesn't have to spend time upgrading pads where the Cutter does, so the Cutter isn't gonna win. So Canny down-teching is usually effective. You usually have like a lot of tanks, and the point is to push in with an overwhelming amount of tanks and sack air into our tanks, so that we don't have enough tanks to fight their tanks, and they just win. But here they come. We have Canny, they have Canny too. They have 3 tanks, we have 3 tanks, but they have Banshees coming, I believe. When I just queued my first Vamp, I'm just here drawing fire, drawing some Cannies, whatever, away from the tanks, just another thing to target. And there's the Banshees on the minimap. They're sitting by the base, and I'm sending my Vamp through. Now they have 4 tanks here. We have 2 red bar, and their Banshees, for some reason, or whatever reason, are aiming down the. There's a pretty fail micro part there. Fail micro on my part there, because I just died, but I didn't have any tech or whatever. My main focus is to get out Bams, but the Banshees are just like sitting over there, hitting a pad, and not hitting or helping the tank fight, which is weird, I guess. Those 4 Banshees could have made a difference, even though I do have vampires. But yeah, so I'm just drawing some of the fire with my air on the tanks, and looks like I'm gonna go over here and stasis these Banshees, so not getting my RB out. And now he finally boosts over to the tank fight, where I need to bring my Bams back. But this is not looking too good for us here, because they're on about equal tank numbers, and they have air now. So I need to get my RB. They're gonna max my RVD, so that means that we're gonna have no reinforcement, or we're gonna have less reinforcement tanks. We definitely have a double VD up. They're gonna kill our reactor, so that means that we're not gonna be close to PT at all. But then again, they down tech, so they're not gonna be anywhere near PT. But usually, as most people know, if you can't push and win on the first initial push on a down tech, it's usually ends up being game. So they're still up here, they're still pushing, they have their Cannies, and they have sight. And I basically have air under control now. I have enough vampires to fight their air, and his double summit is basically useless at this point, just because like when you have enough vampires to fight a double summit, it's just stupid because I can go over to his base with my vampires and they have some tanks back, and it's just a big thing. But I'm getting my RB out now. We're healing some tanks while we absorb some damage on our base, you know, get some free candies and try and run away. And now I gotta come back to my base, even though there's only a couple banshees, but they are still Tech 1 banshees, which is good for us. Anytime like Tech 2 banshees can really turn a tank fight, and repeating cannon is just so much better than boost. So we're just having a little skirmish here, and it's kind of like being on forever defense because this is their like their prime time in the game. After you down tech, you have a certain like period of time where you can either triple pump tanks or just you can get out Spartans, I guess. It's like whatever. I don't like to play the candy down tech build on this map because I kind of like longer games, and it's always fun. I've had a really good game actually on this map, an RB cutter mirror, where we just decided, we said in the beginning that both our cutters don't go for hogs, because if they do, it just turns into the whole idea of, you know, both RBs getting stripped 1v1 with the UNFC. Which I like, you know, I guess you could just do that online. So yeah, we had a really long game. Both RBs took the expos, and it was both like, you know, stasis bomb vampires and fully tech 3 RBs with full PT and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to clear the space so I can take it, get a nice stasis glitch, because stasis glitching is fun. And I should have a vampire in the middle. He just queued it to me. Because we don't want him coming over and canning my RB or coming over for a push while we're out of position. So, scouting. Not really much to be talking about. I guess besides Halo Wars, I don't know, spring's blooming. It's about 63 degrees where I live now, and this is the first good weather that we had in a while. It's been the days that were expected to be warm, it's just been really like I don't know, what is the word? It's been like really humid and rain. Like whenever it rains, it just gets really humid. So here we have a tank engagement in the middle, but the thing is that they went double summit and they don't have an RB, and we have a Tech 2 RB. And here they have some banshees, and I kind of overestimated the amount of banshees that they did have. But yeah, so I got out of rage to stasis, and they drop an E-bomb because they don't have an RB and they need to. But we have about equal number of tanks here, and I'm bringing my air to help the tank engagement, and we have more now. We have more tanks because we're on defender's advantage, and I just have an overwhelming air lead. But since he is on double summit and I am only on single summit, he is going to eventually, I guess you could say, catch up to me, which is not good in the long run. But we just killed all their tanks here, so we're now in a position to push. We also have an RB, and they're still pumping vampires, so the banshees aren't a problem. I do have all these vampires, so I do have air lead. I believe it's still on like Tech 1 vampires, and you can't fight Tech 2 banshees with Tech 1 vampires. And there we win. I guess my clip, oh yeah, that's why, because my clip went into us leaving, and there's still a shit ton of time left, so I thought the game was long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Good games to Metaloid and Red Bull, but I believe one of us has to go or something. I think it was Captain Savior. Oh yeah, also last game, I'm going to include this game too. The bottom right of the screen, you see that K-Duff didn't pick, but it's supposed to be a video, and like the throughout the video there's like the, I don't know what you call them, sound bars of like when, you know, when the beat drops, like they get really big. it's supposed to be on that picture, but you can't really see it. I'll probably zoom it in so you can, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you.